In 1990, a song made a room full of hardened Nashville executives stop talking. No one clapped right away, they just sat there. That's not something a jingle does. That's something only a ballad can do.
Wish I could see.
Country music in the 90s wasn't just about trucks and tailgates. Underneath all that boot-scootin' energy was a decade of heartbreak, grief, and quiet devastation, set to steel guitar. Today, we're counting down the 10 ballads that didn't just make people cry, they changed what a country song was allowed to be. Number 10. John Michael Montgomery, I Swear, 1993.
But you can be sure I know my part.
Here's a fun fact before we start. This song wasn't even written for country music. It started as an R&B ballad, picked up by a pop group first. But when John Michael Montgomery got his hands on it, something clicked.
Like a shadow that's by your side, I'll be.
His version turned it into the most played wedding song in America for almost a decade straight.
In your hair, you won't have to ask if I.
That's rare. That almost never happens. And it's the reason this song opens our list, because I Swear proved a ballad could cross every boundary in music and still feel like it belonged on a front porch in Kentucky.
Know my part, 'cause I stand.
But if you think that's a tearjerker, wait until you hear how our next entry made an entire generation of kids afraid to lose their siblings. Number 9. Colin Ray, Love Me, 1992.
I read a note my grandma wrote back in 19.
This one's a gut punch wrapped in a beautiful melody. Love Me tells two love stories in one song, a grandfather and grandmother, and years later, their granddaughter and her own young love.
And he showed it once to me.
Same words, same devotion, passed down like an heirloom. Here's something most fans don't know. Some radio stations at the time actually hesitated to play it. Why? Because it dealt so directly with death and grief that program directors worried it was too heavy for daytime radio.
And run away together.
Turns out, listeners disagreed completely. They called in requesting it non-stop.
They didn't like me none, but I loved your grandma.
That tension between what executives thought people wanted and what people actually needed to hear is a theme you're going to see again and again on this list.
In the doorway of a church where me.
Speaking of songs executives underestimated, our next entry almost didn't get released at all.
But I'm not gonna let you down.
Number 8. Patty Loveless, How Can I Help You Say Goodbye, 1994.
Of a 59 wagon, I watched my best friend Jamie slipping.
Patty Loveless didn't write this song about a celebrity or a stranger. She wrote, well, she performed, a song built from real grief, and it shows. It's about a parent trying to comfort a child through loss, and honestly, it's one of the most quietly devastating songs in the entire decade.
And nothing ever stays the same, and she said, how can I help?
Here's the human speak version of why it worked. This song didn't try to fix anyone's pain, it just sat next to it. That's harder to do than it sounds, and it's why grief counselors and hospice workers still mention this track by name today.
How can I help you?
Now let's shift from grief to guilt, because our next ballad turned a father's mistake into one of the most talked about story songs of the decade.
Through my tears I asked again why we couldn't stay.
Number 7. Martina McBride, Independence Day, 1994.
Alright by dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak.
On the surface, this sounds like a patriotic anthem. Fireworks, freedom, the 4th of July. But listen closer, and Independence Day is actually about domestic abuse, told through the eyes of a child watching her mother finally take her power back.
I seemed to be in the way, so I took myself down to the fair.
Martina McBride took a massive risk here. In 1994, country radio wasn't exactly lining up to play songs about abuse, but instead of getting buried, it became one of her signature songs, and to this day, survivors' organizations still use it in awareness campaigns.
Down to names and sent me to the county home.
That's the power of a great country ballad. It smuggles a hard truth inside a singable melody. And our next entry does something similar, except this time it's a promise between a father and his little girl.
It's Independence Day.
Number 6, Tim McGraw, Don't Take the Girl, 1994.
Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old.
This is a story song told in 3 parts: childhood, adolescence, and adulthood, and each verse raises the emotional stakes.
A little girl came through the front gate.
By the time you reach the final chorus, most listeners are not okay. This was actually Tim McGraw's first ever #1 hit as a solo artist.
Grabbed her by the arm.
Here's the thing about this song. It's structured almost like a movie. 3 scenes, 3 ages, 1 prayer, repeated with rising desperation each time.
Sweet girl, 5 years down the road.
That kind of storytelling is genuinely difficult to pull off in under 4 minutes. And it's part of why Don't Take the Girl still gets requested at country radio stations decades later.
Take the heart from my chest. I'll gladly take her place.
All right, we're halfway through the list, and things are about to get even more emotional. Our next artist didn't just sing a sad song. She turned her own life story into a chart topper.
But you'll have to leave.
If you are still watching and you are enjoying this video, hit like and subscribe.
In front of the picture show.
Number 5, LeAnn Rimes, How Do I Live, 1997.
How do I get through one night without you?
LeAnn Rimes was only 14 years old when this song came out. Let that sink in for a second. A teenager recorded one of the most mature, aching ballads about heartbreak in the entire decade.
If I had to live without you.
And it stayed on the Billboard Hot 100 for an astonishing 69 weeks.
I need you in my arms, need you to hug.
Here's a controversy most people forget about. There were actually 2 competing versions of this song released around the same time, by 2 different singers, and it caused a real chart war in Nashville. Rimes' version ultimately won out in the history books, becoming one of the best-selling country singles ever recorded. Not bad for someone who couldn't even vote yet. Speaking of songs about looking back at a lifetime, our next entry is a daughter's tribute to a father she barely got to know.
Baby, you would take away everything.
Number 4, Reba McEntire, The Greatest Man I Never Knew, 1992.
Every day we said hello.
This one hurts in a very specific way, because it's not about losing someone suddenly. It's about realizing, only after someone's gone, how little you actually knew them.
Everything he gave.
Reba McEntire has said in interviews that fans regularly come up to her in tears just from hearing the title alone.
Came home.
That's the mark of a truly great ballad. It doesn't need shock value or a twist ending. It just needs to be honest.
He never had too much to say.
And honesty, delivered with Reba's voice, hit country radio like a freight train in 1992.
But never touched at all.
Now we're entering the top 3, and these next songs aren't just sad, they're legendary.
An old winter wind blowing
Number 3. George Strait, I Cross My Heart, 1992.
Let's stay the way we are right now and share all the love.
If I Swear was the wedding song of the early 90s, I Cross My Heart became its more romantic, more timeless sibling.
I cross my heart and promise to.
George Strait, already a legend by this point, delivered a vow disguised as a love song, and it instantly became a staple at weddings across the country.
That it can be.
Here's what makes this one special. It wasn't flashy. No big vocal runs, no dramatic key change, just steady, sincere devotion. And in a genre that sometimes rewards spectacle, George Strait proved that quiet confidence could be just as powerful.
Promise to give all I've got.
We're almost at number 1, but first, our number 2 pick isn't just a ballad. It's a song written from unimaginable personal loss.
As mine.
Number 2, Vince Gill, Go Rest High on That Mountain, 1995.
I know your life on earth.
Vince Gill began writing this song after the death of his brother. He didn't finish it for years. Then, the death of fellow country star Keith Whitley pushed him to complete it, and the result became one of the most requested funeral songs in American music history.
Wish I could see.
Here's a controversy alert worth mentioning. Some critics at the time worried the song was too somber for mainstream radio. It didn't matter. This song transcended the charts entirely. It became something bigger than a hit single. It became a piece of American mourning itself.
Go rest high.
Performed at funerals from small towns to Nashville Legends memorial services. And now, the moment we promised you at the very beginning of this video, our number 1 pick. Number 1, Garth Brooks, The Dance, 1990.
You'd ever say goodbye, and now.
This is it. The ballad that didn't just define the 1990s, it defined an entire era of country music.
The way it all would go. Our lives.
The Dance isn't really about romance. It's about the bittersweet idea that even painful endings are worth the beauty that came before them.
Our lives are better left to chance.
Here's the fun fact we teased at the start of the video. Garth Brooks has openly admitted that he sometimes struggles to finish performing this song live, even after singing it thousands of times. That's not manufactured emotion. That's a song that means something, every single time. The Dance became more than a single. It became a philosophy, a way of thinking about loss, love, and memory that country fans still quote today. And that's exactly why it earns the number 1 spot on our list.
The way it all would go.
10 songs, 10 different kinds of heartbreak, and yet every single one of them found a way to turn pain into something people still hold on to, decades later. That's the real magic of a country ballad. It doesn't just tell you a story, it makes you feel like it's your story too.
Son, you work on earth.
So here's our question of the day. Which ballad did we miss? Drop it in the comments below. We read every single one, and who knows, it might just make our next list. If you loved this trip through 90s country heartbreak, hit subscribe and check out our next video.
Ever so long.